I want to share this story primarily because I think it's important for people to see where I came from and where I'm at today. My initial journey to becoming a financial advisor was hard as I got done with college with a finance degree, and every firm that I went to told me, that's great, you have a finance degree, but you have no work experience. So my first job was working at Enterprise Rental Car, and I was making decent money, but the goal was always to get enough work experience to be able to apply to a firm and be able to start my journey as a financial advisor. During my time at Enterprise, I ended up running into a financial advisor because at Enterprise, we would pick you up and drop you off at your car. While I was in the car with this gentleman, older dude, told him that what I was trying to do with my life and possibly getting into being a financial advisor at some point, and he was already an advisor. He gave me his card and he said to meet me at his office. Long story short, met him there, went through a series of interviews, and that's where things kind of started to go wrong. I thought it was a great opportunity for me to take, but when you're trying to become a financial advisor, they check your credit, and then they also check other things that you might have done in the past that were wrong. And for me, my credit was shot because I was a dumb college kid just spending on it. And secondly, during my last year of college, I ended up getting into a dumb bar fight with a couple of other teammates and got arrested for it. So with those things, they were saying that they might be able to make it work, and they were able to push through that. And the only thing that was left for them was I had to pay $3,000 to start. Now, this is something that I did not know in the beginning of this, so it kind of hit me. During that time period, I didn't have $500 to start something. And I was stuck for a minute and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go get a loan because my credit was shot. And I just decided, hey, this just isn't where I'm starting, and I'm gonna have to just save some money and find another firm at a different day. So I called the gentleman that gave me his card that I was dropping off at his vehicle, and I told him, hey, I appreciate the opportunity, I just won't be able to take it. I don't have that type of money to be able to go and get my license and get started. And we're on the phone and he says to me, Richard, if it's not for the money, would you still do this? And I'm like, absolutely, because I would do anything to stop working at Enterprise at that time. And he said, all right, I'll call you back. He calls me back maybe 30 minutes later. He said, hey, I talked with my wife and we're gonna give you the money. And I was just in shock because I'm just like, I didn't know that man 2 weeks prior to this going on. And for him to just say, hey, I'm gonna give you $3,000 to help you, I was so grateful. And I'm letting him know on the phone, I'm like, hey, Mr. Glenn, as soon as I make this money back from starting, I'm gonna pay you back. And he basically just told me, Richard, don't worry about it. Sometimes in life, people just need a leg up, and I'm in a position to be able to help you. And the only thing I want you to do is, if you're ever in this position in the future, to pass this blessing on to somebody else. Here's the other side to it. Take the money to the firm, Waddell and Reed, yes, you, and something happened with the home office. The issues from college that were brought up that I thought got cleared were no longer cleared. But during that time period between giving them the money and the final processing for me to start at that firm, I took a different job. I had to go and work for LA Fitness because the training times that they wanted me to make was between 1 and 4 o'clock. So basically, I just quit. I walked into my boss's office at Enterprise one day and I said, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. I have bigger and better things that I'm hoping to do in my life, and I just can't spend 13 hours a day at this place. So started working for LA Fitness, making $10 an hour, which was minimum wage, and it sucked. But I knew that I was going to be starting as a financial advisor at some point. 2 months into working at LA Fitness, going to these trainings for this firm, I get a call from Mr. Glenn, and he says, Richard, they're not going to let us bring you on, and that they were terminating the contract basically before I was even able to have my first week. I don't think as a grown man, I've cried harder in my life. I'm sitting in front of this LA Fitness. God, there's no way you wanted me to be a trainer. This is not what you were leading me to. There's no way that I just quit an $18 an hour job to work at a $10 an hour job thinking I was gonna have this great opportunity, and it just got took from under my feet. So long story short, I just took it for what it was. Thanked him for the opportunity. I told him when they were going to refund me that money, I was going to give that $3,000 back to him. And he just told me the opportunity might not be right for you with us, but I know that at some point the opportunity is going to be right somewhere else. I just kept fighting. I got a random call from a good friend of mine 4 or 5 months after that. My boy Chris Moody was working for a firm called Northwestern Mutual. I came in, interviewed. First thing I told them was like, hey, I got this that happened, and my credit is worse than anybody else's in this building. I can guarantee you that. Our managing director, Todd, told me we don't care about that stuff. 2016, I was able to start at Northwestern Mutual. And as you see me today, I'm here to be a blessing and a resource to all the people around me, just like Mr. Glenn wanted me to. So Mr. Glenn, if you're out there, haven't talked to you in a while, I just wanted you to know, thank you, and I appreciate you.